Nobody really knows me like you do. Still nobody really loves me like you can, Jesus. And I don't understand how I'm fully loved and fully known by you. It leaves me confused how you took the time to find me when I couldn't even find me. I was in the garden hiding, but you searched for me, certainly. Now you are my hiding place. You deserve all of my praise. I'ma give it to you all of my days. I'ma give it to you, I'ma give it to you. And I'ma put this praise on repeat every single time that I read. Please, float on down inside this feeling. I know I cannot explain it, give you joy from my pain. I'ma put this praise on repeat every single time that I read. Please, all I have inside is a feeling. I know I cannot explain it, give you joy from my pain. But oh my God, with a praise. Give you all of me, give you all of me. Cause you're worthy, Jesus. I remember I cried out for me. It's my out for Jesus. It's my offering. I won't let her cry out for me. It's my offering. Pour my all on you. Cause you're this, cause you're true. You're holy, holy. True and living God. That's who we are. Glory to the Lamb. Glory to the Lamb that was slain for you and me. Every single time that I read these, all I have inside is a feeling. I know I cannot explain. You give me joy for my pain, but I'ma put this praise on repeat. So good, every single time that I read these, all I have you've been for me. So, I just wanted to just talk about this right quick, because y'all know I always got something to talk about. Always. Because I got to do my part at all times. Every single thing that I go through is a teaching moment. It's a testimony. You know what I'm saying? Like, going through, you know, it's just crazy because, mind you, I be in the house. I be to myself. I don't go nowhere. I go get me something to eat or anything that I need, and I come back in the house and I stay in safety. Right? I stay to myself. Like, I stay out the way. And from like being like that, whatever, just remaining under God's, you know, his presence. Anytime that I come out is usually for a purpose. Not anytime I come, yeah, it's for a purpose. Whether I gotta take care of something that's in my house, or if I gotta come across somebody and have a conversation and do something, right? Because other than that, like everybody I come past anymore, it's not just by chance no more. Everything is for purpose every single time. You know, it's different now. Everything has shifted. So, you know, I call myself going out to the store to go shopping, because, you know, I always buy my stuff online, but I was like, you know, let me just go over here and see if I can find something at the store or whatever. You know, I had put my little budget that I was going to spend, and I was like, you know, let me go to the store. And now, mind you, I just had made a post earlier, like, this store, when I went to the store, that's not like me. I'm usually always going to find me something that I like. I don't find nothing that I like this particular time. I'm like, what? This is weird. You know, I'm like, how in the world I go in this store and everything ugly, literally? Like, I wasn't being funny when I said it. Like, everything was ugly to me, literally. Only thing I ended up getting was 2 robes and some eyebrow gel. So, you know, so what I did, so what I ended up doing too, I had went down the street to the other store, and I had found me three more wall picture decorations for my room. But that's not what I went there for. I was going there to go, you know, go clothes shopping. But either way, I didn't find what I was looking for. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna just go home and order online like I do. So it's crazy because, you know, I don't believe in telling my good works for what I do for people, because I'm not looking to get praise from man. But in this particular situation, I'm gonna tell what I did, but I ain't gonna give full details about dollars amount and stuff like that, right? Because this is all about just purpose and just how we are supposed to treat one another. The difference between God people and the devil people. You know, people from God do stuff, they do out of the kindness of their heart. They move out of obedience. Versus people that do it out of the devil's agenda. They looking for to maintain an image and get praise from men. I'm not looking to get praise from y'all. I'm looking to help y'all be better people altogether. You know what I'm saying? Just be better, be loving the way God told us to love one another. He told us to love one another. So it doesn't mean only love people that you know. You're supposed to care about people's situation regardless of if you know these people or not. So mind you, I don't find something that I like at the store, and I go to the other store and I go find me three wall pieces of wall art. Now, there's a young man out there. Now, mind you, I seen the young man out there when I first had even pulled into the plaza. And, you know, I knew he had a need. You know what I'm saying? I knew he had a need. And when I went down there to go get my pictures, he asked me. Mind you, I don't carry cash. I carry my card. I asked him, did he have Cash App? He didn't have Cash App. I said, okay, don't worry about it. I got you. I'm going to take care of you, whatever. So I go to the store, come back out, go to the ATM, do what I need to do. Mind you, I was just going to hand him the money and then just keep it pushing. But the Lord said, no, I got a little bit more I need you to do. So I went and told him to walk with me, you know, just to get a brief description of, you know, how he even got in his situation. Just get a little brief conversation to figure out, you know, how he even in his situation, how old he was. The little boy, 20 years old. His mother, you know, I guess she washed her hands with him 3 years ago. You know, and his dad ain't never been in his life. You know, the typical story that we go through when it comes to the black broken home. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, immediately he was saying how he had gotten some trouble and stuff and saying his stuff he didn't do. I said, well, listen, I'm not here to judge you for why you're in your situation. I just want to know how you got there. You know what I'm saying? Because immediately, you know, people they'll try to defend their actions so they don't be judged. People are always judged, so they feel like they have to defend their character or their actions or kind of deny or have truth and stuff like that. I'm not here to judge you for none of your things that you've done, because I've done things wrong too. That's just not what I was there for. So, you know, I told him to walk with me for a little bit. You know, I just wanted to get a little brief understanding, because I knew, you know, he was young, and I knew that he was in his situation because of his parents' situation. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, he's 20 years old, and I was trying to figure out if he had addictions. He don't have no addictions. He just out here hungry, homeless, and cold. No food, or matter of fact, well, yeah, no food. He didn't have no clothes or nothing. You know what I'm saying? He just sitting outside. So, you know, I'm walking out to get my brief description of him. And then I came and I bring him to the car. And I tell him, I asked him, do he have a phone? He said, no, I only got a phone that I use on Wi-Fi. I said, you know you can get a free government phone, right? He's like, no, I didn't. I said, well, I'm going to tell you how you get all of that. So I had found a piece of paper and I wrote all the information that he needs so he can go get the resources he need at his young age, because he don't have no guidance right now. He's just outside and he hungry. And he said that, you know, he's sitting there at the store and somebody threw some water on him yesterday for asking for change. I'm like, that is awful. People are awful. Y'all are awful human beings. Awful. You know what I'm saying? So that, you know, he be up there trying to get, you know, money for food. Now, mind you, let me tell you, God, we serve a good God all the time. And he's not a liar. There's nothing about him that's a liar. The Lord said, if I provide for the sparrows and they don't have to go out and worry about how they're going to eat, aren't you more important than sparrows? He said that he be sleeping in his hallway, and every night that this African lady, when her husband would leave, she told him that she going to come out here and feed him a hot meal because she's not going to let him just be hungry. Now, mind you, she doing it when her husband's not there because he's getting in the way of her being able to be how she want to be, who God to call her to be. See why it's so important also to choose your partners wisely? Because she said her husband is a mean man, whatever. He don't like people, so she sneaks and let the boy come shower, and she feeds the boy every night. We serve a good God. Because even in his situation, he's being provided for. Even in his situation, that's what we're supposed to be doing, not judging people when you see them have a need. It makes me sick. It pisses me off so bad. Because going through it myself and then just knowing how I was handled, I'm over that part of it. Because again, everything is for purpose. But just you guys are awful people. You guys are awful individuals. You guys are awful beings. There's no way that you see somebody with a need and you judge them and you do nothing about it when you are in position to do something about something. Like, y'all so selfish, it's not even funny. Philippians tell us do not do things only for our own purpose. It's not about just us. But everybody is so selfish in this world because you're so full with sin, you're so prideful, you're so unrepentant that when you have the moment to do the right thing, you don't. You know, that it just aggravates me because that boy is 20 years old. And his parents ain't doing what they supposed to do in his life. They not raising him with love. He said his mother was abusive. She hated his father. And we know those stories, how the child get mistreated. The parent that the child mother hated, they treat that child the worst. And we already know that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? That boy 20 years old. He don't got no business being outside, having to sleep nowhere, asking nobody for no money. He's still a baby. And then people just say, well, he could just go get a job. He could just go do this. He could do that. First of all, that's, again, the judging. When you go through mental health stuff, it's not just that easy, baby. You need mental help now at this point. Sometimes people can't take action because they stuck mentally. But y'all so unloving, so unkind, so stingy, so selfish that you can't just stop trying to figure out, just because you ain't never been through nothing. Trying to judge and say it's just so simple. Some people don't have the support that you had. Some people don't want to go the route that you take. Some people don't want to go do bad things to survive. I cannot stand it. I can't stand it. You know what I'm saying? But it was just crazy because, again, I'm out here thinking I'm finna go shopping and go get me some stuff, but the Lord didn't have me go out because of me. It was about somebody else today. And I have no problem with that. I have no problem with that. I'm going to always do for somebody. You know why? Because if I'm in a better position than them, why would I not? When I know the Lord provides. I'm not doing nothing because I'm looking for something in return. I'm doing that because at the end of the day, if I'm blessed, I'm going to bless others. Regardless of what? Regardless of how much money I got, how much little money I got. I'm going to always be a giver. Because that's going to keep me make sure I stand in right standing with God and display love to others the way he told me to. And that's what y'all need to start doing. Y'all is hateful, evil, ugly individuals. Just walking past people and thinking that your problem is crazy. It's just like, in the Bible they talk about that. It was 3 people that had passed the person. The only one that stopped for that person was the 3rd one. You think that you're not gonna be judged for that? Somebody sitting outside and you know that they're hungry, homeless and cold, and you not doing nothing about it, or somebody reaching out to you for help and you not doing nothing about it. You think you're not gonna be judged for that? Because you are. You are. It just aggravates me, man. It aggravates me the way that, you know what I'm saying, if everybody was more loving and more kind and more giving, the world would be in a better place altogether. You know what I'm saying? When somebody fall, the people that have love in their hearts would be there to pick each other up. It wouldn't be so bad. But no, when somebody fall, what y'all do? Y'all want to sit there and y'all want to stomp on them. Y'all want to twist y'all toes and kick them down even further with y'all words and y'all hateful actions. I can't stand it. I cannot stand that. And I'm glad I got away from people with that type of characteristic, because I don't need it around me. I don't. I already be fighting to be strong for myself, fighting to be strong for the people. You know what I'm saying? I don't need nobody around me that's trying to make me feel like crap because they crappy individuals. I don't need it. So I got away from it. You ain't got to tell me physically you don't love me. You show me you don't love me. And that's why I'm fine. I be around my animals who love me. I'll be around my animals who love me. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool. I'm good. I learned my lessons. I learned everything I needed to. And I took that and I took it and I used it and I go forward and I use it for purpose. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? It's all for purpose. Because everything that I've been through, God want me to speak to the people about it. Because God's not pleased with your actions. I'm going to just be the one to say it. So y'all want to think it's like about an emotional thing about, you know, oh, like somebody not being there for me? No, it's deeper than just somebody not being there for me. This is biblical. How y'all treating others is biblical. If the Lord say you're supposed to be a certain way and you're doing the opposite, I'm addressing it, giving you a chance to correct it so you can do better when you get another chance to make it right. But no, what do y'all do? Y'all still just keep a hard heart and y'all still just continue to be in y'all ways. Y'all still continue to just judge. Y'all continue to just still run your mouth and talk instead of getting right. Because y'all want to have such a hardened heart. I'm not rich. I'm not rich yet. I'm not nowhere near where I want to be when it comes to finances because and I want to be rich and wealthy in finance. I want to be financially rich and wealthy so I could do more for people that's in need. I don't even want it for me. As long as I could just have a house and a car, maybe a couple cars and a house and some real estate or something just so I could have apartments for buildings and stuff like that for people, I'm fine. I don't care about nothing else. It's not about nothing else buying all the stuff in the world that I can for myself. It's not about me. It ain't about you. It's about each other. It's about loving one another. It's not a choice. It's a commandment. The Lord said, I leave one commandment with y'all. Love one another. Seeing somebody in need, is that loving somebody? And just walking past them or judging or not helping when a person is reaching out for help, is that loving somebody? No, you can't show nobody. There's no worse way than to show a person how much you hate them. No worse way. Like, there's no worse way. Like, at the end of the day, like, you know, it's just, I'm just thankful that God did put me where he needed me to be at that time to be able to do for the young man at the end of the day. I hope that, you know, all the words of wisdom and the kindness and the love that I showed him help him to go forward in his life and work on his healing and go be great. Because he did not ask to be here. God give you children, they are considered a gift. Not raising your children with love, you're going to be judged for that. You're not getting away with being a crappy, loveless parent. Having children and not providing for them. Having children and not being there for them and not loving them and protecting them. You think that you're not going to be judged for that? Are you serious? When the Lord tell you how you are supposed to raise your child, I cannot stand it. Now I understand why the Lord has me constantly talk about childhood trauma, healing, and raising your kid and making music about people's kids. Now I get it. Because the adults that y'all are today is because of y'all parents. The evil adults that y'all are today is because of y'all parents. Not raising y'all with love in the home. That's why y'all are the evil people that y'all are. Because you wasn't raised, you wasn't trained up the way a child should go. Because if you were, you would be loving. You would be kind. You wouldn't be judging. So again, I use my life as a testimony. And I use the experiences and I teach you guys. Because for you ones that is hardened at the heart, and the people around you is enabling you to be hardened because they hardened as well, that's my purpose. If I can go through all of the mistreatment that I've been through, all of the stuff that I should be evil for, from relationships to family ships to everything that I've been through, if I could still grow up and be a loving adult, there's no way that you have to remain one, an unloving one. You don't have to remain. There's no excuse for you to remain being the individual that you're being. You don't have no excuse. You're without excuse. If someone is bringing you to knowledge and letting you know that the way that you are being is not a good thing, and you choose to continue to be that way, you just rotten. And you want to stay rotten. I'm telling you, I get why you are the way that you are because of your childhood trauma, but the problem becomes a bigger issue when you hear this message and you continue to be a rotten individual. That's the issue. All of this is what you'll be judged for. Because you might not have known before now, but the moment you hear this message, you continue to be in your ways, is the issue. Y'all need to get y'all minds and your hearts right. Y'all need to get your minds and your hearts right. Stop being so hateful. Stop judging people that you know nothing about. Stop trying to figure out why a person is in the situation that they in. If a person reach out to you for help, do what you can. And stop worrying about why a person is in the situation that they are in. Knowing that we are in such an evil world, that there's always so much stuff that comes against a person in their life. Who are you to judge and speak on a hardship that a person may be facing, instead of doing what you can, knowing you're in a better position to help a person? It aggravates me. Seeing that baby out there, it just triggered me. Like I said, oh yeah, we got to talk about this. He don't have no business being out there and going through what he going through, regardless of what. At 20 years old. And don't know nothing. Nothing. That's the same thing I said. Y'all want to be so quick to kick y'all kids out when they get at a certain age, but you didn't even raise him and teach him nothing about nothing. You just kick him out. He don't even know how to do nothing. And then you wonder why he grows up and he grows up to be destructive, trying to survive because of your lack of parenting, your lack of love. I'm tired of y'all. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I don't got no kids, but I'm tired of y'all because y'all parenting is the reason why y'all kids turn out and you big adults turned out the way y'all are. Everybody would have been all right. Way more better people had they had love in their home and the correct guidance. But no. Everybody grew up so hard-hearted because of because they lack of love and lack of guidance in the home. Well, I'm the one to tell you, regardless of whatever you've been through at your small age as a kid, wherever you at now, you need to fix it. As a big adult where you are now with that hard, hateful heart, fix it now. While you got a chance and still got breath in your body, fix that. Because there's no more excuse. When you hear this message, there's no more excuse. You're going to be judged. And that's just that. And I'm out of here.